G'day guys, welcome back to the show. This is our second live stream for the show and we were blown away by last week's episode. We didn't expect so many people to actually come on and all the questions. We're very sorry if we did not get to your questions, but just retype them and we will get to them today. So we'll be joined by Jason in a minute, and please hit that subscribe button. Go find both of us, Jason and me, on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And if you like this sort of stuff, please feel free to subscribe to our Patreon. Every cent helps, everything works. So we really appreciate that. So here we go. We'll just bring Jason in here. Welcome back, Jason.
What's going on? How is everyone? Looks like we've got a few questions in the
yes, we do.
Blown away from last week. I couldn't believe it, man. Just crazy.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was really unreal.
Kind of very good. Like we weren't expecting that at all, not even remotely. And people came on, supported us, and asked a bunch of questions.
And a whole heap of questions after the show as well. People messaging me and emails saying they loved the show. They thought it was fantastic. And yeah, we did go a bit long last week though, about 2.5 hours. So we'll keep this one down to about an hour and a half each week, somewhere around there, unless something very interesting happens. But yes, definitely. So it's a bit of a storm down in Sydney tonight at Jason's place. So if he disappears, it could be his internet.
Yeah, it's absolutely bucketing down here. It was about 15 minutes ago. It's just dropped off just a little bit now, but you know, it's just rain is good for our dams, farmers. This is Sydney, so it's got to rain out on the outskirts, you know, farms and stuff. So out rural areas.
Well, I was actually going out for a shoot tomorrow, but it's just rainy and cold and misty rain out here, so there's no point really. So I'll just be starting the reloading for the 6.5 PRC. Because a mate of me are going to a station in a few weeks' time for a big hunt, so hopefully we can, get that gun pushed out to a couple of kilometres.
What's Probably that thing you got in the back there? That looks like you got a poster in the back there too, man.
Oh yeah, that's a target. You can't see it. It's that was the first 5 shots out of a $14,000 Victrix 300 Norma. All a little group straight out of the box, slap the scope on it, bang, done. But that was one of the nicest rifles I ever shot, those Victrix. You get what you pay for though, 14 grand. I'd be a bit disappointed if it couldn't do that. So I was very happy.
I've never handled a $14,000 gun, so I mean, lucky you.
Oh well, I can get another one if you want. Once the plague's over and you get up here. So we can definitely push it out. So
some hunting gear, I think.
Yes, definitely. And we will get to your questions, guys. So just keep typing them. We're going to, majority of the show will be answering all your questions, but we'll just talk a bit about today's topic. What do we take hunting? We talked about the guns last week. So what accessories, gadgets, that kind of thing. Kick off your first one, Jason.
Mate, cannot go past, and I've actually got to send these in. Not that there's anything wrong with them. Something fell off and then I completely screwed it up. So you want a pair of good binoculars, guys. Good binoculars. You can't see what you can't hit. That's the same as scopes. So what happened with these ones? These are Nikon Monarch 7s. So they are pretty good. They're quite expensive. So this is what happened. The eye cup fell off. And then what I tried to do, as you can see, it's completely mangled. I went and got super glue thinking that was the best option. No, that was not the best option. And as I was halfway down sticking it on, it basically got stuck. And then as you can see, look at all the super glue over the cup there. So anyway, I've got to send them back in. I've got to send them back in for repairs. They might be doing them under warranty, even though I tried to fix them. Didn't even know they were still under warranty. I just thought, I mean, if you don't have an eye cup, or at least it's plastic, it's going to hurt your eyes and stuff. So I need to get them repaired. It's not their fault, sort of half my fault. But yeah, good pair of binos, guys. Like these are about $650 to $700. And I think these, from doing the Leica podcast a couple of weeks ago with Rick Christiani, he said these are Chinese glass. But like he was telling me on the show, like I said previously in the previous show, that the Chinese glass, even though people start ragging on it, it's Chinese, they have come a long way. And in 3 to 4 years, they will be as good as any other scope. Look at Athlon Optics for an example. Everyone knows Athlon. Fantastic piece of equipment. And you need them if you're hunting deer, rabbits, long-range shooting. Can't have a good pair of binoculars. If you look after them, okay, I'll probably, not my fault, but
let's hope they're not watching the show and you've just admitted that you try to fix them.
Don't tell Michael. Well, it's just a bit of super glue, but and then as I tried to pull it off, as you see, half of the stuff literally ripped off on the cup. So, I mean, they should be able to repair it, even if it cost me $100. I mean, you know, I'd rather get them done, man. Otherwise, they're pretty much going to be useless. So you want a good set of binos. These are 8 to 42s. You know, you can get 10 to 42s. I get a bit fatigued from binoculars, especially when you're putting them up to your eyes and stuff like that. But 8 to 42s, I think, are really good. I can see easily 2.5 kilometers with these and make things out, especially if you've got them mounted on a tripod. So never discount a good set of binos.
Exactly. And I got the ATN 4K night vision binos with a built-in rangefinder. This is unbelievable. I'm having a little bit of a play with it. It will be a review coming out on it. We're just waiting for this virus thing to go so I can get out hunting, and I'll be getting some footage. You can, I believe you can record on this. These things are unreal. I've had a bit of a play outside just around my property. I've even had it out to 1,000 meters on the gong, and I could see the gong. Of course, it's not going to be as clear at 1,000 meters. It's only 16 times, but I do like it. I do think these are good, especially the new 4K. A lot better than the original ones I had before the 4K ones. A lot better, a lot lighter too. Very nice and compact. So I agree, a really good pair of binos. And if you want to go a little bit extra, you can go the binos that have like the Bushnell or the Swarovski with the built-in rangefinder as well, which are quite good.
And another thing as well, as part of that, a good harness. I think if you're out hunting deer and stuff like that, a good harness. This one I like. This is the Marsupial brand. I think it's actually American, even though it's Marsupial, which is interesting. So it actually flips out to the front instead of the ones that are actually flipping back towards your chest. And I do have a second. Luckily, I always have a second set of binoculars. So these ones are my deer hunting binoculars. Again, like even though I said 8 to 42s, these are a bit different. This is a different brand. I'm just trying to unclip them. Sorry here, guys. These are Maven. These are the B3s, 8 to 30, 8 to 32. I think they are the 8 to 30s, I should say. So 8 to 30. These are crystal clear. They're almost worth about $900, almost $1,000. So they're straight to the distributor, straight out to the people. So you cut a lot of that middleman out. Again, these are the only ones I can really afford. I'd like to get some, expensive Swarovskis or Zeiss and stuff like that. I'd really love to get those, but, again, all of us are on a budget and stuff like that. I'd rather save up and buy a good pair of binos because I think ultimately, buying a good set of binos, again, will last you your whole life. If you need to save for that extra couple of months, save for that extra couple of months and get something you're gonna need. If that means saving up for the Zeisses or the Swaros or the Leicas and stuff like that, go right ahead. But like I said, I don't think you're really going to get anything when you get up to that way over 1,000. You're getting some damn good glass, guys. I mean, my mate had a bad pair of binoculars, and then he looked through those 650 Nikons, which I've had these for about 4 or 5 years now, and he was blown away by these even. And this is Chinese glass, so there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep. Next optic, the rangefinder. So this is my one. I've had it for years, as you can tell. This is the Elite 1600, meant to be 1 mile, but it's been all right. It's good. It is a bigger one because it's got a bit more stuff in it. It does the degrees and everything, but the problem is, even to get to 1,000 meters, you've got to have it on a tripod and holding it so still. Yeah. That's a problem. I just borrowed the Sig Sauer 2400, and Jesus, I tell you, standing and holding, I was getting 1,600 meters without any bipod or tripod on it. It was amazing. The other ones I'm actually saving up to buy is the Sig Sauer.
If I hadn't bought the Leica ages ago, I would have bought probably the Sig Sauer, definitely. I mean, they're good value for money, good quality. I've had the cheap Rangefinders, if we spoke last week, you're going to shoot long range, don't buy a shitty rangefinder. It all comes down to the beam divergence in these. I think this one is 0.5 of a mil, if I'm correct. And at distance, that's really good, because if you have a beam that's, I think it's 3 mil, my old Bushnell, I think it was, which while that was good, when you get out to 600-700 meters, that beam divergence is so big you could hit shrubs, trees, grasses, anything.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. Come on, man, that thing's the size of a freaking house brick. Look at it.
Yeah, and this was like the ultimate. This was the ultimate when they came out. Donkeys. I've had this about a good 5 years, 6 years.
Yeah,
but hey, well, the rule of thumb with rangefinders is whatever you want to shoot out, get one that will do double that, basically, and then you're going to be right for distances. So that's definitely the rule of thumb. But yes, I definitely timed it for a new one.
This one is the 2400R.
Oh, good.
Which is pretty good. Again, like I said, I wouldn't buy cheap with rangefinders. I just, I wouldn't. I've been there, done that, had lots of trouble. Sure, some of the cheaper ones do work, and sometimes you have pretty good results. But I also found on very, very flat terrain, when you're trying to get that beam to pop back at you on very flat terrain, especially down like Riverina of New South Wales, where, you can see like for 100 kilometers is flat. And sometimes I couldn't get a reading off the ground. But this one, no problem whatsoever. Brilliant piece of equipment. So
yeah, definitely. Because it's like one of those lifetime things, especially now they're so good. Like this is outdated, but the ones that are coming out now, man, they'll last you forever pretty much. Now, I've even got one out now, a rangefinder that reads wind. It's a wind finder for long distance shooting. They're $10,000 US, and it'll read wind all the way down out for miles and tell you what way the wind's going. God knows how it works. But $10,000 is a bit pricey, I think.
Yeah, a bit too pricey. And the reason I have the cover on it too, this goddamn cover wasn't cheap either. I think it was about $75, $80. But if I drop it, I can see the bastard on the ground. So, that's why I've got it on there, guys. So I just pull the front off it, straight away. Bang. I can do a one reading or constant reading by holding the button down. So, like I said, those ones, Sig Sauer, Leica, Vortex, I mean, they're all pretty good. They are. Yeah. Just spend the money. If you've got to save up for an extra couple of weeks, a month, do that.
Definitely get the ones that are rated further than you want to shoot as well. Then you're not going to have any problems.
One thing too, you can get the ones now that are Bluetooth orientated as well. So if you want to connect them to things like the Kestrel, you're able to do that on the fly. And if you've got those ones that specifically connect to the scopes as well, the Bluetooth, you're able to talk straight to, if you range find a target, then it'll come up, the elevation will come up on the Kestrel straight away. So you don't have to actually put it in. It sucks because I only bought mine like a month before the new Bluetooth one came out. So I was a bit disappointed because my Kestrel does have a link, but it doesn't matter, man. It's 2 extra seconds and I'm not going to go and blow another $400 or $500 more just to get the one,
No, definitely. Well, let's answer a couple of quick questions and we'll come back to some products here. So old Robert Murphy. Hi there, fellas. Great channel. My missus complained the other day when I pissed into the sink. I said then take the dishes out then. Cheers, fellas. 300 Weatherby mag. Nice caliber, and probably best not to piss in your sink, especially when there's dishes in there.
If the wife cleans in there, don't be pissing in the sink, man. So
exactly. And here's a nice message from Happy Hunter. Best live show on YouTube. You blokes are my two favourite Australians. Keep up the good work, fellas. Thank you very much. Very much. So, and here's one that comes up a lot from Aussie Capitalist. MOA or MRAD. I'm a MOA person because that's just what I grew up with for 30 years, shooting scopes, MOA. I'm a bit hesitant to change, but you never know. They're both very good, and I think if you're used to one and it works for you, stay with it. But they both do the job. That's
I use MRAD. It's I think it's a little bit harder than MOA, but I don't know. I just like the not busy reticles. Not that that makes a difference between MOA or MRAD. I don't know. I just like it. I've always liked it. Of course, I think they still do make some scopes with like MOA turrets and MRAD reticles and stuff like that. Bit weird. I don't know why they do that, but
definitely get your turrets to match up with your scope. That's a must. That
although
is a must.
I do have that Hawk scope for the 22, which does have MOA turrets, but an MRAD reticle, mil dot reticle. But that's specifically because I use that reticle, like I said last week, to hold over, and I get up to about 150 with that 22 long rifle on like gongs at like 150, 155, 160 meters, which is pretty good. So I use it specifically for, the 3 to 9 by 50, I think it is. And at full 9 power, the reticle matches up at full 9 power. So I can just hold over. I normally use my phone if I've got it here with the Strelok app. I think I've got it right here on my phone. So if you download the Strelok app, guys, $15 off the internet. This is the best. You don't have to buy this Kestrel for almost $1,000, give or take, 800 to 1,000. $15. This will do the job, provided you got bullets that will do the job as well, like the Hornets or the Sierras, good long range bullets. But again, if you're just hunting at 100 meters, anything will do. So
yeah, exactly. Next one.
What do we got there?
Oh, okay.
Going, crazy in the comment.
Yeah, no, he's a top bloke. Suck me sideways. No thanks. New South Wales, of all places, did not shut their gun stores. We all lost that bet. Yes, we did. And Jason reminded me on a daily basis for the last month that he was still open and could freely buy ammo like a free person. But they just opened up last week, which was really good. And I was just talking to Brown Plains Firearms today, and business is going quite good for them finally, which I'm really happy. Really happy that they're plodding along a bit better now. It did hurt a lot of people, and it's quite a bad shame. It was, as you know, all Labor states that did it. So they just ganged up together, and not good.
We used to have a joke too, like about Queensland and New South Wales. This was the failed state. Yet, after all the advocacy of all the organisations and stuff in all the different states, Queensland was the last one to open. So, and we never, I repeat, Aaron, right? We never ever shut our gun shops here in New South Wales. I was getting permits back in about 8 days. So that's when I bought Bagara just a couple of weeks ago. I thought, well, if they're going to shut them down, I want to get that Bagara as soon as possible. So that's what I did. Yeah,
exactly. It's well, mate. I think this was a test, and I think it could happen again. Our local minister was at a gun shop. A member for Parliament was at the local gun shop here, and he came in to see. He didn't even know what was going on. Didn't even know. So in our local newspaper, we had an article, a big front page article about the gun shops. And I assume this minister, the member for Parliament, didn't know what was happening, and he would have been approached by the local newspaper, and he had no idea. He went down to the gun shop and said, "What's going on? You can open your shops." Apparently, he goes, "Yeah, we know." And they started talking about letters and the organisations writing their angry letters. And he said, "Don't know anything about that. We never received anything, knew nothing about the letters." And this is the local member of Parliament. And he's a Labor guy. And he said, no idea. No, didn't hear about any letters being written, didn't hear about an organisation, didn't even know who the Shooters Union was, and had no idea. Said, no, never came up in a meeting, nothing. So that's just, exactly what we've been talking about the last few weeks. But we are trying not to have this podcast as a political thing. We do that in separate videos. We're more of a light-hearted one. We want this podcast, not so much political.
Exactly. And remember, never, ever vote Labor. Green, everyone knows that. Nationals, Liberal or Labor, like I just said. Never vote for anything. Try and vote for your pro-gun parties. Not saying that's going to do anything, but obviously it's better than, you'd rather throw your vote in the bin before voting for those major parties. So
Oh,
I,
hell yeah. Yeah,
anyway,
exactly. So, next thing, what I take is a good bipod. So, I use the Atlas and I use the Boscobel made here in Australia. Two very good bipods. So, once you use a Atlas, you'll never go back. You know that, Jason. You brought one and you never looked back, did you?
no.
So,
Once I thought this was a joke. When I first, even when you grab this now, I think, what the fuck is this going to do? Like
yeah.
it's flimsy. It's not flimsy, I should say. It just doesn't feel like it's got any strength to it, you know, like it does. But then when you use it, you really see why you're spending $450 on this. And the main reason I like it, very, very sturdy for how small it is, very
Oh,
sturdy.
yeah. And
And
lightweight.
that quick release plate on the top there as well. What
Yes.
I put
That's a
rails
must.
on the bottom of my guns, and I just switch this between each rifle when I want to use it. Takes me all of about 5 seconds to put it on another rifle. Doesn't matter if it's my long range, my hunting rifles, they all get some type of small, stubby Atlas rail, like a 2.05 inch normally. The hunting ones get, I think, a Seekins rail. So they're a little bit different because they've got an inbuilt sling swivel stud, which is flat right at the end, which I discussed on last week's live stream. So that way, when you do put this on, it's not hitting the sling swivel stud when you're trying to put this thing on. It's just the whole thing's just flat, and your sling just pops in at the back there on like a little loop that's at the back of the rail. So yeah, man, honestly, very good. You know, I was even considering trying, I shouldn't say, but trying one of the knockoffs to see if it's as good as this. You know what I mean? Just to not to like replace this because I've already got this, but I just want to see. You know, like is it a gimmick or what, or is it this is really good? I really like it.
I've got one of the knockoffs, like $40 from eBay, and what it is, where this here is to move, it just wobbles. Like so, you're on your gun, and it just wobbles around. It just moves. It doesn't click and tight like this does. So
Yeah.
that's yes, no, they're no good, man. I've tried them. I think we've all tried the eBay garbage and absolutely everything. I think we've all had a go of the eBay products. The Boscobel, Australian made. They make these interchangeable feet, and they make a series of feet like this and adapters for your Atlas. So they're really easy. They just pop off, and that's it. And they've got a wide range of different feet and claws. So they're really good. Really, really good.
Looks like I've hacked my feet a bit. Maybe well, not hacked them up, just a little bit on the rubber there. So, but I think you can get replaceable parts for them. But yeah, like mine extends. I mean, really good quality, guys. I mean, I was shocked actually when I first picked it up. I thought, you know, I had one of the Vanguard ones. I think, Aaron, you had the same one of the Vanguard ones. I was like,
it's awful.
It's good for a lighter weight rifle, but as soon as you get into the heavy long range rigs, heavy scopes, this,
Definitely.
like Aaron said, if you grab the Boscobel feed or whatever, I mean, this has been doing me well so far. Last thing you want to do is just like that thing you've got in your hand, and you jump out and quickly put that on your bonnet.
Well, they came with a mag. I think I've got the video up. You can go look at the video, and I think they also come with a magnetic feet that clamp down like on your bonnet. It's not bad, not strong enough that you can't move it, but it stabilizes it all. So with the Boscobel, you unlock it, and they come out. Say whichever way it goes, unlocks. There we go. And the weight of it is meant to be so when your rifle's on it and you want to just adjust it, it just holds and stays there. It comes with all sorts of springs. So the weight of your rifle, you can just move up and down and it stays there. Move it a bit more and it stays. It's quite a good, ingenious idea, designed actually and made in Australia. So they're a good competition to the Atlas. Their new model comes out very soon, or it might have just come out. So definitely have a look at the video I got. That one's the prototype, and you'll find the links and everything to Boscobel in Australia. They're a very good product. They're actually getting pretty big in the US now, which is good to see.
On your front bonnet, guys, you'll regret it.
No, definitely,
you'll regret
definitely. Another thing I like.
Hey, just one thing. Take that question off the screen. We don't need that right now.
Yep.
Probably easier till we get on to the next one because Aussie Capitalist is just doing a great job with questions here. So
definitely, we'll go to the next one. Anyone know why it's taking so long to get a permit to acquire? Well, I think probably with all this, crap that's going on, they're all working from home, and basically weapons licensing are just useless in general. I know they sacked a lot of people in Queensland, so they've got a smaller team now. That's all I can put down to, probably just the virus thing, and yeah, they've got less people and they're working from home.
I'll let you know on subsequent streams, because my mate, he had his license for about 2 years now. He's my work colleague. He works at a different office now, but he's got a permit to acquire in for his first gun. So I said, mate, it could be 3 months. I even called them about my license. I always get a 5-year license. I always tell people to do that. And I rang them and I said, my license, I applied back on, I think, the 5th of February, just online. It takes about 2 minutes to do. You pay the fee. Haven't heard anything from them since about the 10th or 12th of February. I rang them the other day. I said my license was expired on the 27th of April. What's going on? Oh, yeah, it could take a couple more months, she said, at least. And I said, she says, oh, your authority already continues. And I said, yeah, that's fine. But when you've had like 4 months to figure out and reapprove my license, it's not difficult.
Yeah, no, exactly. Well, in Queensland, your A license, a permit for acquired for A, that is all computerized. So you get that pretty much overnight. No human sees it. You give it out. No one gets denied an A license pretty much. But here's a funny story. I had a permit in a few years ago for a shotgun. Never came through. Got the confirmation saying it's been approved. It will be shipped out. A week and a half later, nothing came through. Phoned them up. What's going on? We've had a big computer glitch. Everyone got that letter. Nothing's been approved.
Glitch.
But okay. I said, well, can you sort of hurry up, because I've really been waiting ages and I've paid my money and it's not a timely fashion. And so he said, okay, yeah, I'm talking. Then I started talking about asking us a couple of questions. And literally, I shit you not, about a minute and a half later, she goes, all done, sent to you. I said, what? I've just done your PTA. I said, how long does it take to do a PTA? Oh, about a minute to actually go through. We only check, see if you've done a crime in the last few days and you're licensed for that actual firearm. So it's easy. It only takes about a minute and a half, and we've done a PTA. She did it right there on the phone. Said you'll get the confirmation tonight and it'll be posted out the next couple of days.
I would have rejected your PTA, man.
Yeah, you would, because you're just an asshole.
Aaron Thomas, yeah, we know about you, sir. Decline.
Yeah. Queensland. Some people are commenting Queensland 2 to 3 days lately. All good in Victoria. Lots of applications in Victoria still going just fine. And other guys are getting them. It's just I also think it's the luck of the draw as well, eh? It really is. The luck of the draw.
That's why you live in New South Wales, because we don't close our gun shops.
Yeah, but you can't get half the guns and most things are banned. You can't even get the new CZ Tactical.
You can't even buy them anyway. You can't even, bloody shops are closed. What are you talking about?
Now they're open. So you can now. So people are saying, yeah, all theirs are going through okay. Okay, here's another one from Dave. He was on last week. Great guy.
Yep.
Hi all, looking for tips on the best point to level my 243 Weatherby Vanguard before fitting the scope. The wheeler level does not work in this action, and the only flat spot I can find is
he's got
another one, I think. Okay, hang on.
I wonder if there's a character limit on questions, or
it could be. Now it has got to find it.
It's just under that one. Dave Hubner, then Aussie Capitalist, then the one under that.
Oh, it's just gone off. Sorry, guys.
It's all right. It's go back to that one. Hi, all the tips, and it's about 2 under that one.
Yeah, I'm just looking for it.
You have a look at it. You have a look at
it. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Sorry. There we go. On the scope mount. But then it is to level the action. Anyone else has this problem? Cheers. I don't have a Weatherby Vanguard. But the way I do it, I normally just go off the rail. I fix the rail first. level the gun in a gun vise, and then both ways, and then put the rail on, and then I just take a level off the rail, put the rings on, but the rings you can't really go off the rings. Then I mount the scope, and I just use a top turret, even though they say not to. I just put it on the top, and then my eye figures the rest out by itself.
Yeah.
How do you do it?
I've got one of those little, I think it's a wheeler. It's a small one. It's not like the one you've got. I've seen those that clamp onto the barrel. I just level like the same thing. I've got one of those Tipton, I think, gun vices. So I just level the action first. Then I put on the rail. And then I, same as you, just work off the rail, make sure that's straight and the gun's straight, put the rings on. And then, yeah, normally, like I said, you're not supposed to go off the top turret, but it gets you pretty close, man, like really close. And then you just tighten up your top rings just a little bit. Go check it. Make sure your eye relief is good. And if that's good, then you just torque them up 18, 20 inch pounds. So yeah, that's how I normally do it, and does a pretty good job for me. And sometimes you might look at it and you go, "Oh, it's a bit off," so you just tweak it just that touch. Pretty easy to do, man. It's not that hard, but that little leveling kit, I think it's about $20. It's just got a magnet on it, so it magnetizes to the top of the action. And when the scope is on, sometimes I just put it on top of the rail or at the back where there's a little flat spot on the action to do it, and it does a good job, man. So can't complain at all, man. Get those rings.
Yeah.
Get that 243 shooting, dude. I've got a 243. Never thought I would have bought one, but that thing slams rabbits like you wouldn't believe with the 70 grain Blitz King. But use the 87 grain VMAX. Just deadly 400 BC, man, or 0.4. So,
there's a few different ways and a few different gadgets, whatever works for you. But your eyes at the end of the day way you hold the gun will pretty much tell you when it's right. So just fine tune it with your eyes. Because remember, you're the one shooting it, you're the one holding it. So put something level on the wall even, and just level the scope up on a line on the wall or something like that, or a plumb bob some people use. Epic. Aussie capitalist again. Lucky bastard has got his 338 Lapua PTA in 2 days. I blew up my skirt up how quick it was. That is awesome. And I think he is, correct me if I'm wrong, Aussie capitalist, but I think you messaged me and said you're getting the Ruger Precision in 338. They go for around the $3,500 mark, I think.
Yeah, right. 338.
Yeah. My next one's going to be a 338 Lapua for my 50th birthday.
You've got enough money to run that bastard. That's all I can say. I'm running the 100 Win Mag, and it's already, I'm between 76 and 82.5 grains of AR-225. So good luck with that. I wonder how much does 338 run? Jesus, man, 100 grains? I don't know. Man, you better buy 4 kilos.
300 rum here. That's pushing up to 92 grains.
Yeah,
I think I run 89, but you can go 92 in it, and that definitely gets the job done. But 338 Lapua, awesome round, definitely worth it. But once again, once you own the brass, it's once you own the brass, that's a big expense. So you're not paying for the brass every time. But the projectiles 338 are definitely a step up in price. That's for sure.
Yeah. What else we got here? Let's talk about some more. Just chuck that one up the screen, and then what else we got here? I'm going to go talk about this one because I think most people, like we spoke about it just a little bit earlier. Like we said, you want to shoot long range and you want to verify the data. You can buy the Kestrel. Okay, guys, it's not mandatory to buy one. If you're not shooting a lot, I probably wouldn't recommend someone buying one. But it does have the wind meter in it as well, which is fantastic. This one is only the ballistic version. So surprisingly, I would buy the Elite Ballistics because you can have a bunch more profiles. You can do the drop data, but it's a bit more expensive than this one. This one only has like 3 gun profiles, so it'd be perfect for my 3 long range varmint and long range hunting rigs. But it does do a good job. If you put the right data in. I was at Christmas shooting with Aaron, and I put shit data in this on my twist rate, and shit information in, shit results out. But like I said, if you don't want to do that, you've also got the Strelok Ballistics app as well, guys. The Strelok. Can't
That's what I
recommend
use.
enough. That's certainly going to do the job for you. You're not going to have a problem. $15, spend the money, get the full version. It's a bit annoying having it on your phone if you're going hunting, but it's still usable, guys, if you want to go hunting. You can print a drop chart on this as well, which is really good as well. So, here, example, there's your little drop chart. You can set all the parameters for the drop chart. If this is your hunting rig, you can, I think, here's my 22. Sorry, it's 5.1 mils out to 175 meters. So I can shoot with my reticle a 22 long rifle, 5.1 mils up to 175 meters to slam rabbits and things like that. And it's accurate, provided I'm at full power on the scope, which is 9 power, ready to go. There's things, if I just have a look here, you can do your validation on here and everything like that. If you're at a different power, you can also use the reticle there as well. So you can set, you see the yellow bar there, you can set your own power. So let's say you don't want to shoot it on 9 power. You want to shoot it, say, on 5 power. Well, let's say it says 5.1 mils at that distance. If you set it on 5 power, I can't really see it on the screen, but it's basically showing 2 mil dots at that distance at a 5 power. So, again, you've got to have it. If you want it collaborated, it's got to be at full power. But if you do put it at full power, it's correct on that screen. It shows that 5.1 mils. So, yeah.
Yep. Well, that's a debate we had at Christmas time because I use the Strelok and love it. Absolutely love it. Once you set that up and calibrate it to that rifle, and you can put endless rifles and calibers in there, and it's basically got every single scope, every single projectile. They actually have all the details of pretty much every factory round made, and it does all the work for you. But you can do all your hand loads and put your speeds and everything. The thing is absolutely amazing. And it does, to me, I'm not saying Kestrel's bad. I actually quite like them. The only one I've ever used was yours, but it just reads wind at your gun, which doesn't matter. As you know, when I got you onto the 1,000-meter range, we're shooting over 4 or 5 valleys, and there's wind going every single way. So it only reads it at the actual rifle to be accurate. So I don't really know. Is it worth spending whatever it is, $600, $700, $800 for a Kestrel?
And the rest up to 1,000 easy.
$15 and a $20 wind meter off eBay. Done.
Yeah, I think for the amount for that Kestrel, I mean, it should include the drop chart and like 40 gun profiles. Like this is still $800 and something. Like I don't understand. That's where Kestrel, I think, has failed in the fact that for that limit, you should be able to get drop charts and dope charts and stuff printed out by this. So I don't know. Again, you can update the software, but it's going to cost me another $300. Who knows? Whatever it is.
For that money, I'd want it to make me breakfast in the morning. That's a lot.
Talk to it right, it just might.
Yeah, especially that wind meter, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Alex Burns. For a beginner, is it better to get a spotting scope or rangefinder? Well, I'm going to say rangefinder first, because worst case, you can use your scope as a spotting scope.
I've noticed too, on that spotting scope, I tried to use one a couple of weeks ago. I know it was only a cheap one, but man, the eye fatigue and closing the eyes is just crazy. What people are thinking doing, what people are doing now is they're getting, binos at say even this power, 8 to 42, 10 to 42, or what they're actually really doing now is getting like the 15 to 56 binoculars. Like I think the Zeiss got a couple. I think the Swaro got them too, and they're actually mounting these on their tripod. And they're using the binoculars to do it as their spotting scope because, one, you get to use both eyes. There's less fatigue. And I know a lot of people, and even I do too, if I have a lot of use of binoculars during the day, you start pulling them into your face really hard, into your eye. You get a headache. Even at 10 power, I start getting a headache sometimes. Even after an hour, you start just pulling them in hard to your eye socket, and we all do it, and you start getting sick, you start getting headaches and stuff like that. Add that with a muzzle brake as well, and you're well on your way to having a nice headache by the afternoon after 10, 15 shots. So 15 to 56s as well on one of the systems. I know that Leica make one too, where you can actually sit it on a flat plate and the rubber loop comes over the top. and you just hook it on, and that way it's easy to get on. You don't have to do it from the nut in the middle. So even though I've got one that goes on the nut in the middle, the other one easy. Just dump them on the rubber flat platform, chuck the rubber thing over the top, hook it on, and you're good to go. So, and like the same thing in spotting scopes goes for binoculars. If you are going to buy one, don't buy shit, because you're going to get eye fatigue. You're not going to be able to see anything. Once it gets to about 5 o'clock at night, it's going to be like a potato, looking through a potato. So,
yeah, like these ATNs come with the mount for a bipod there, a tripod. So it's good. Yes, definitely. I see a lot of people using the binos now, because you basically get 2 for 1. You know, you can take it out hunting, and then you can use it for long range as well, which is good.
exactly.
So definitely I would go the rangefinder, and as we just talked about, buy a very good rangefinder, because if you treat it right, it's pretty much going to last you forever. And the quality of these rangefinders these days are coming out so good. They really are. And always, once I said before, getting a rangefinder, you get one that will read double that you're expecting to shoot at, because then you're not going to have a problem, because it does. And if the target isn't big enough or doesn't reflect enough, the laser won't bounce back to you. Some of the cheaper ones just don't do it. This one has a lot of problems. Even though it's meant to go 1 mile, I've hit 1 mile, but that was on a car windscreen, and it was on. I was resting on a tripod.
It's crazy how far, eh? They've come.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look how small that is, guys. Look how
big the laser.
It's Christ, like something Ghostbusters.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, yep, it definitely is. But it, oh man, it's been through the wars. It definitely has been through the wars, but it's held up really well. 700, 800 meters. Yep, I can do it handheld on the right thing, but nothing over that. When I do the long range, I've got to mark it off a windshield that reflects it back.
I just hope the way you treat your gear, I'm going to have to keep you away from my gear by the looks of it then.
Oh, mate, you're just too finicky, dude. Too finicky with stuff.
I like to look after my gear, guys. That's why everything's got a pouch. Or even this is what I do with the rangefinder. So I think this is one of the brands. Pretty much takes my rangefinder and my Kestrel ready to go. I can put that on my Bino harness as well, because it's got the back straps on it. So you can put it next to your Bino case, really good. And the reason I chose that, again, that my main reason for that marsupial one is it flicks forward and it magnetizes down. You can pull them up, ready to go. So when you're there, you're basically same thing. You're up, bang. When you want it, you pull it forward, not the opposite direction, pulling it back, and then it flips forward. And don't, you know. And then it's got my little wind center in there. You can fit something at the front. Perfect, mate. Ready to go.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, so definitely a good rangefinder before you spend money. I don't even own I do long distance shooting, and I don't even own a spotting scope yet. So anybody out there who sells spotting scopes, give us a yell. We'll do a review on them for you.
It's interesting, spotting scopes. Sometimes I think, how often would you really use it? Maybe when you're sighting in. I'm thinking about one myself, because, you know, we all like to spend money and think, oh, I really need that. And then, you know, you don't never use the bloody thing. I haven't even used the cheap one I've got. So,
yeah, exactly. Because I'm normally shooting by myself, so I just self-spot through my own scope, and I don't have it zoomed all the way in. So I have it out a little bit so I can see whether it hits or not. Just run through a couple. Gary says, g'day. Any suggestions from Alex again on scope cameras? Well, I've used the ones where you just put your phone on the back, and I've had no success. I've tried a couple of brands of those. They fall off, especially the bigger calibers. And you got to shoot looking, and you got to shoot like this, and it's just not natural. So there is one out there that goes onto the side. Yeah. I don't know anything about those or how much they are. Do you?
Yeah, I know a couple of guys have got them. They do them on the big YouTube channels. But again, once you get above pretty much anything 22 caliber, unless you've got a muzzle brake or a suppressor on it, you're not going to get usable footage anyway because it's too much recoil. So I know that it mounts on the side, and it's got you basically look through the little rubber suction cup. So it's almost like looking through the scope. And what it does, it reflects off a mirror and then goes into the scope. So you're able to get up on the scope and shoot like normal. So I'll get it next week. I'll get a link, and I'll find out for you which one it is, and I'll let you know. But again, they're not cheap. You got to throw a GoPro with them as well. Sometimes, man, I just find if you've got that's what I use when I shoot long range, a good DSLR lens, 55 to 250, maybe with a 3-power digital zoom on it, mate. I was shooting rabbits at 350 meters, 400 meters, no problem. I was even on some of Aaron's footage at Christmas. Once I leveled everything out and took the shake out of it, you could pretty much see the hits at 1,000 meters with a 55 by 250 Canon lens on my DSLR at about 4 or 5 digital zooms. So does the job, guys. So again, if you've already got a DSLR, just buy a good lens for it. Then about $400, 500. So which some people is a lot of money, which I don't blame you, but you can definitely use that. And that's what I've been using to shoot long range and get the rabbit hits on my YouTube channel. So you can check it out.
Yeah, good video. Definitely go to Jason's. That's under Australian Hunting Podcast, is it? Or
We've got 2 Australian Hunting podcasts for the show, and then AHP Outdoors for the channel. You can check out my most recent video, which is with this guy, I should say right here, or this guy right here, Aaron, whichever way we're going. So we shot at Christmas. That's my latest video, and there was a 2-part series on rabbit hunting, which was really good.
That came up really good. The hunting one, Jason did a really good job at editing. And also I made a video on Jason and me shooting 1,000 meters a while ago. So that's out. That was called 6.5 versus 260. So definitely lost miserably, as you know.
Data in the thing. But anyway, I'll live to fight another day.
Yeah, you're going to come up against the 6.5 PRC at Christmas time, or next time you're up there.
Compete with a Magnum 6.5 cartridge. Fuck it. How am I supposed to compete with that? Okay, I'm going to bring the 300 Win Mag, and then I'll slaughter your little gay RC. All right.
Well, I'll shoot the rum against your Win Mag. That'll be a good one.
You're on.
Got to get a stock for it. Okay, a couple of shout outs here. JAL Joinery. This is James. Love your work, boys. Thanks, James. If you're in Brisbane, Gold Coast, and you need some kitchens made, he makes kitchens, cabinets, everything. Give him a yell. Colin Penfold. Hi, guys. His meeting got cancelled, so he can be here. Good stuff. Good to see you, Colin. And here's a question from Jason Fisher. I only got one eye working.
Fisher. Repeat after me, Fisher.
Okay. Sorry, Jason. The other Jason's a dick. Hey guys, keep up the great work. What's the best bolt action rifle for a beginner on a budget? Oklahoma passed anti-red flag laws. That's good. Does Australia and New Zealand have red flag laws? We have lots of laws. Basically, I was just on Fit and Fire's show this week, and we talked a bit about this as well. And basically, think about, well, especially Australia, is it fun? If the answer is yes, it's banned or going to be banned, basically. So, yeah, we sort of do have red laws. We got snitches out there who'll dob people in. And the cops will take your guns if you even look sideways. It's pretty bad over here. So, yes, it's not good, is it, Jason? Like that. A lot of disgruntled exes dobbing their ex-husbands and that just out of spite, and that happens a lot over here. And they lose their gun license. And if you don't have a gun license, you don't have you can't have any guns. So that is taken. So yeah, so we definitely have our equivalent of the red flag laws. So what is the best rifle for a beginner? Well, I'd definitely say for me, for around the $1,000 mark, Sauer 100, hands down. I own one in 223, fantastic. The actions are they make the actions for Rigby. You can't go wrong there, can you?
No. My mate that just bought his 243, like he only had $1,000 to spend. So he was thinking he was looking up between the Ruger American and the Hauer. And I just said, mate, I think for the price and getting a scope, I said, I think the Hauer stainless in 243 is probably going to do you pretty well for a starting firearm. Like he hasn't got a lot of money. He's got a couple of kids, so he's only got limited funds. But, he wants to get into it. And, stainless Hauer probably seems to be the go. There's a couple of brands in that price bracket. But, Sauer's probably a bit more expensive than the Hauer. So, yeah, great option. Again, depends if you're talking about with scope or no scope. But if you're talking about no scope, Aaron's probably right. If you talk about with scope, probably a Hauer in stainless if you can get them. And my mate just got his, I think, with a Nico Sterling for $1,000 and a gun bag. So, not a bad starter.
Or you can take a look at the Mausers. The Mausers are extremely good. I think they are a part of the Sauer group as well. So they're a very good rifle. They're around the $1,000 mark, maybe just a little bit more. Got reviews on both of those on the channel, and and we've got actually got a Hauer video coming up in the Oryx stock, which is extremely good as well. That was 300 blackout. Great rifle, great stock, made by MDT, but for the 300 blackout round, not exactly my favorite round to shoot. Just didn't. I definitely see it's more for the semi-autos, for like close-up range stuff. That's for sure. Yeah. Next thing we have here, knives. Always got to have some good knives when you go hunting. This is a A0 pig sticker knife. Very nice knife. This is a couple of $100. Definitely well worth it. Nicely weighted, nice and sharp on one side. This is my favorite knife. I take this everywhere. Absolutely love it. This is actually my very first hunting knife I got when I was a kid. That's been through the wars a bit, as you can see. Absolutely love it. Feels so nice. It was just a cheapie, just an absolute cheapie, and it does the job. Very nicely weighted.
Remember when years ago, who doesn't remember this? When I was growing up, you used to get the Rambo knives. Remember, with the compass on the bottom? Man, they were cool back in the day, dude. That was like, if you had one of those, you were the best. Like, they were just cool.
Yeah. So we used to even be out, before the pussies took over the world, we could take those to school. I remember kids used to take them to school, the Rambo knives. And everyone had one and would be chopping stuff up in the out the back of the playing fields with our Rambo knives. But geez, you did that these days, the entire city will get closed down. Also, a good skinning knife. This is another A0. So definitely well worth a good skinning knife. Is always good if you're out hunting. So these are very, very nice. Also, this is my everyday pocket knife, a buck. So you got to have a good pocket knife. So I use this for work and everything. So it's good. But unfortunately in Australia, you can't carry a pocket knife on you at all, or a knife on you, unless you can use it for your job. And I do use this for my job every day. Also, I've got a little pen pocket knife I take out with me as well. How about yourself, Jace?
I'm not really a knife guy, man. I mean, I know a lot of people are, and that's good. I mean, if you probably could afford some of the good ones, I probably would, but it's just a tool for me, man. So I'm more just a good skinning knife. I think I use like a Havalon, one of the ones that you replace the blade with, Havalon. So skinning it, and normally I've got like a little saw that goes with my little pack that I've got. So if I want to saw up some deer when I'm hunting, but yeah, no, I'm not really a knife connoisseur, so to speak. All the power to people that are. So yeah. But, maybe in the future I might get some nice knives. It's always the hardest part is learning to sharpen properly and not damage your blade. So ultimately, if you're good at sharpening, buy a normal blade. I know a guy that's got like 1,000 knives. It's crazy. He just loves like knife collecting and, butchering knives, butcher knives, good knives, these artisan knives coming out. I think, what's the steel that they use? What's that steel? Damascus steel. He's got all this stuff, and I think his collection's worth a fortune. So jealous.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It'd be nice. I'd love to make a knife. I'd love to give it a go in a forge, smashing out a knife. Something I've always wanted to try. I reckon that'd be really cool. Make it like a big kick-ass Rambo knife. I reckon that'd be cool. That'd be something I'd really like. If I ever did get the opportunity, I'd definitely be making a video of it. That's for sure.
I reckon you
Uh,
could make the Rambo knife with the compass on the bottom. Make that one.
oh yeah, exactly. And you take the end off, and you got the matches and the sewing kit to sew your wounds up.
How good was that? Hey, how good was that? Come
Yeah,
on, guys. Come on, put in the comments. You remember that Rambo
yeah.
knife with the compass on if you had one of those, you were the shit back in the day. So
Exactly. So another couple shout outs. Matt Rumsey, looking forward to tonight's episode. Cheers, guys. Thank you for joining us. Shane Gibb, nice to see you again, Shane. He's a regular. Where can I get my hands on your shirt, on your Shooting Stuff Australia shirts, Aaron? I'll shoot better wearing one of those. I am so sorry. I don't sell the shirts. Well, this is one, a prototype one I had. Just there. And I just don't do them anymore. They're not viable. I don't have that much money to buy them in bulk and get them all printed. It just costs a lot of money, and sending it took so much time, and I made nothing out of it. I'm making something like $3 or $4 a shirt, and by the time I get the order, go get it, the shirt made up, then posted it all off, it just all took too much time. And I've got a small business to run, so I'm so sorry I don't sell them anymore. I might be looking at a company in future to make a range of shirts. So I'm definitely going to be looking at that when I get some more time on my hands, that's for sure. Here's James. Jason, next time you're in Queensland shooting with Aaron, I'll arrange for you to shoot, for you two to shoot a Victrix and maybe a few more toys. James owns a Victrix, and you would have seen that exact gun in me shooting my laptop at 1,000 meters. Go back and have a look. That's the Victrix, and boy, it's a nice gun. One thing he did have a problem with that they're sorting out is the magazine, a plastic magazine, and we used it in the middle of summer, and it must have swelled or something. Wouldn't feed the rounds, would hardly get into the mag well, and it's a 14 grand gun, and yeah, that was the biggest problem. I don't know why they're not metal. I really do like the metal magazines. But the importer wasn't that interested in helping him either, which was a bit of a shame, but I think he's sorted that out now. Aussie Capitalist asking after the shirts. I will look into things. Okay, Colin, what would you say you need as a basic hunting gear starter set of essentials? Well, I have a portable cleaning kit. Something is a must. This is a breakthrough one. This comes with me everywhere. It has absolutely everything from gun grease to oils. This is a must. Definitely get something small you can chuck in your day pack because you never know when you need it. And maybe some pull-throughs, some snakes, boar snakes. But definitely a cleaning kit is what you must take with you, I reckon. If you fall over, you get dirt in your gun, you can just quickly clean it out and you can keep going on with your hunt. And it does happen. I also have just a little pack. I've raided half of this. I've got to put it all back together. But I just keep pens. I've got a fire starter. Just pens, texters. Got another little multi-tool. This is just a cheap one that I use a bit. I keep that in here.
So what have you got texters for when you're going hunting, man? What are you going to shoot the deer with texters or something, are you? Or?
No, this is just a general thing I take with me out hunting and keep it in my backpack. You never know. You want to write something down, some poetry or something. I don't know.
I'm thinking more like, like a swag and maybe
no,
like
I think Colin's talking about just going out in the field.
Yeah, true.
So I got like small
good start, a gun,
small credit card, knife thing for a bit of a laugh. Yeah, just little bits and pieces. I carry a wrench, sort of like a small crescent wrench to tighten up the side of the scope mounts if they ever come loose. Just things like that would definitely, and a first aid kit. Take a small first aid kit if you're day packing around. Keep it light, small day pack, light, everything light. is a
Good
must.
boots too. Good boots are important, especially this
Yeah.
time of year. I mean, even though it's not really hunting gear, it's getting cold at night. Swag, good bedding, good sleeping bag, a good, below 15 or below sleeping bag to keep you warm. These are the things you don't want to get wet. The best thing, baby wipes. They solve all your problems. You know what I mean? Baby wipes, fantastic. Go to the loo, wipe down stuff, clean yourself. If you're sweating, you can wipe down. Mate, once my mate told me about baby wipes, it was the best thing ever. Always have it, a box of baby wipes in your pack. Definitely makes a big difference. For your hunt, you can clean your hands, from blood, stuff like that. It does a pretty good job. So anyway, good question. Too much probably to talk about that. We could probably do a whole show, and maybe we will.
Yeah, definitely. We've got endless shows we can do. Alec, when you hunt, this is probably one for you, Jason, because we can't do this here in Queensland. When you hunt state forest, do you find a spot and sit and wait, or do you walk around looking for game?
Well, I've got to stop eating crap, so I just started walking again the last couple of weeks, man, and I'm just hurting, just like 5-6K walks every day, just trying to get back fitness. I mean, there's a guy that I interviewed too, Roji Productions, the guy from New Zealand, so you can check out that podcast. And mate, he's a tank. He's like hitting mountains. He puts a backpack on. He puts 30 kilos worth of weight. It just hits the hills. That's the only way you're going to get fit, to be able to walk these hills. And that's something I should have been doing a long time ago. But yeah, I do a lot of that. Heaps of times I've walked around and, oh shit, there's some deer running off, even though I'm not hardly moving, or I'm coming back for lunch, or to meet the guys to have a chat at lunch. Normally I don't go out all day. I'll do a morning hunt, then I'll do a late afternoon hunt with about 2 or 3 hours in between in the middle of the day. If it's hot, come back to camp, talk to the guys, have a bit of a yarn, and then I head out. But yeah, I've got one of these little pop-up open fishing chairs. I just connect it to my backpack. I find a good spot. I might want to break a drink of water, heaps of game trails coming through. I'll sit 50, 60, 70 meters off a game trail. Mate, how many deer I've shot doing that? Unbelievable. Seriously, you got to be onto them before they're onto you. If they're onto you before you're onto them, forget it. You're not going to shoot them unless they haven't been shot before and they're dumb animals and they're maybe on private property. You hunt state forests, mate, trust me, it works. Don't bushwalk with a shotgun. You don't need to sometimes. And you'll be surprised what you see within 2 or 3 hours of sitting there. Yeah, you start having a war of the mind, so to speak. You get a bit bored. I don't know how many times I've done this. I'm looking at, don't even have any coverage. I'm looking at old photos. Then I go, oh shit, there's a deer 30 meters from me just feeding. Oh shit, bang, done. Back to camp, fillet them out, butcher them, break them down, sit and wait, dude. And if you get sick of that, pick up your chair, put it on your back, continue on, find another good spot, find another game trail, find another ravine, find another area down low where there's some thick blackberries, where some stuff moving through. Trust me, you'll shoot way more deer doing that than I ever did walking around. So good question.
Yeah. Well, most of my hunting's out on properties, and we just hunt vermin and pest control, really. So a lot of it's mainly spotlighting at night, driving around, jump out, shoot something, jump back in, drive around, jump out. Yeah, only walk to the bottom of the car, basically. Don't walk very far at all. Oh, what do we have here? Here we go. Rod Knocker must have for me is a good GPS. I use a Garmin Oregon 700 touchscreen. GPS Map 66S is if wearing gloves, and Rhino 750. Combine UHF radio, GPS, location sending, if hunting with mates. Yep, GPS is always good. I don't use one because, as I said, I'm on private property, so I know where to go.
If you're doing state forests in New South Wales, the best one is to download their PDFs and then get that Avenza app. Get the Avenza app. It's free. And then once you are in the vicinity of that PDF map, when you get close to the forest, you just open it up and you'll appear on the map. That way you stay compliant, you stay hunting in areas that you should be hunting. And honestly, this is just awesome. I would carry this and a GPS. And like I said, guys, if you're hunting on your own, which most of us do when we're hunting deer, carry an EPIRB. Very, very important to carry an EPIRB, because, if you have an emergency, you get bitten by a snake, it's okay to have bandages on you, but what are you going to do then? You're going to die a slow death instead of a quicker death. So, you basically, wrap your leg, wrap your arm, wherever you've been bitten, deploy the EPIRB and then wait for him to save you. Very important. You could break your ankle or your leg in the ravine. You're not going to be able to crawl 3 kilometers out, 5 kilometers out of an area. So you need to have that, guys. Very important. You've got to get home to your loved ones and family. So $300, get an EPIRB. I know I've had mine for 5 years. It's coming up for renewal. I think it's going to cost me about $200, I think, to get the battery refurbished, and then I'll get another 5 years out of it. And then it basically, after that, it turns into landfill. So if you got family, even if you don't, man, your friends don't want to see you die. So trust me, you get bitten by a snake, carry bandages, deploy the bandages if necessary, and then deploy your EPIRB, and then wait for the chopper to come in and save you. Because I know guys that carry bandages, and I go, but what are you going to do when you get bitten? Well, you can't walk out of there. You're just going to die slowly, man. No one's going to save you. So, don't risk it, guys. Do not risk it. Yeah, there's a bit more chance that you're going to get hit by a bus, but please don't risk it. I don't want to be, reading stories about guys we know, getting killed because they didn't take the EPIRB and the bandages. So,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, good one. GPS, absolutely. We missed that one, so that's a good one.
Yep. DP Skipper, my only concern about investing in rangefinders is how quickly the technology progresses. I've had the same pair of binos for 30 years. I do agree with that. When I brought this, this was top of the line almost, and it's outdated now, but the newer ones are more compact and they can do a lot more and go a lot further, and you can get a lot further handheld, not having to rest on anything. So I think the ones you buy today are going to last you a long time, I think.
Absolutely. And don't forget, when I did that Leica interview with that Rick Christiani from Leica, he was saying, actually, I mean, they're coming a long way. They're starting to look at, the technology is so good. How's it going to get better? So they're starting now. I reckon it'll be like those ATNs or pulsars where you actually start looking through a digital image instead of glass and stuff like that. You'll be looking through a digital image eventually. So that's the only. How can technology get better on binoculars? It's only as good as your eyes can be. So again, you binos now, you're going to get 30, 40 years out of them. I mean, even those DP Skipper said, I mean, technology, even in the glass, has come a huge long way in 30 years. Those will still work, but they're at a point now is how can you continually get better? Like, it's impossible unless going to some type of digitized image.
Yes, exactly. You can swap between night vision, thermal, day vision. I think it will only get better and better. I don't know if we'll see ultra quality in our lifetimes, but I think, that probably is the next step. Even holographic, I've been hearing, like holographic images, things like that, readings through red dot sort of holographics, rangefinders.
Let's just hope they make what do they call it? What do they call it again? What'd you call it?
Holographic.
Holographic women. Once they start making holographic we're going to be better off, Yeah,
at least they won't take half your shit. Alrighty, Nate. What do you think of Xerotech Thrive Scope? Well, we talked a bit about scopes, and we do have in our long range series, Jason and me are filming. We will be doing a big episode on scopes. But yep, great scopes, designed in Australia, Australian company. They employ Australian staff. They've got an office. They're expanding from when I was talking to them. Yep, great entry level scopes. Definitely good. I picked them for the same quality as what a Vortex is, up to the Viper range. So definitely worth the money for getting into it. Nothing wrong with some of the cheaper scopes, as Jason, we've always said, especially for hunting. You got your Nico Sterling, you got your Xerotech. They're all fantastic, and they're a very good price, both of those brands, for your hunting scopes. You don't need, like, we're talking about that this week, weren't we? About the hunting scopes, and my hunting scope's $1,800 now. Well, I got it for $1,200 when it came out, but it's $1,800 for a Leupold 5 HD, beautiful scope. But would I spend $1,800 again on a hunting scope? I don't think I would. No, not at all.
That's the interesting part. I had a discussion with a friend the other day, and he had about 15 guns, and they were sort of okay on the average side, but some were pretty good. And he made a good case, and he listened to me, and he started selling guns. I was like, whoa, just hang up a bit. But the idea is to have less guns, but have better guns and better scopes on them. So, we all want to buy new guns, but, to set up a long range rig, you're looking at, anywhere up to from $2.5 to $5 or $6 grand. And that's not the best you can buy either. You can spend up to 10 grand easily on optics and a gun. So the point is, have less guns, but the ones you do have, buy better guns and buy better optics. You know what I mean? Have, instead of having 10 guns, maybe have 4, and have the best of the best on them, because you're going to spend the other money anyway. And why not have the best stuff on? If you've got all types of money to burn, well, congratulations. I'm jealous, but I think it's a great option, a good idea. So he started selling a bunch of guns, and he's already going to purchase a few more new ones with better optics and stuff like that, and keep the ones that he wants to keep. So great idea, man. Having less guns but better quality stuff. So good idea.
Yeah, yep. But not a problem. You won't go wrong with that scope. If you're looking at buying one, you won't go wrong with it at all. So it's definitely worth taking a look.
Go to that Matt Cato question. That's a good one too. Just a couple down. I wanted to.
Yeah, that was the next one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Question about bipods. How much difference is there between shooting with an expensive set of bipods versus a cheap set? Is it worth spending the extra money? Jason?
I said the reason I got we were talking about a bit earlier is, for me, is purely that quick connect system. I've tried the other style ones where you got to screw the nut in. Just gets so annoying trying to get it off all the time. It takes too long. This quick connect, I can have it off in about 5 seconds. So that's a big selling point for me. Buy one bipod, put the rails on all your guns, disconnects in about 2 seconds, literally. Like that's my main selling point for that one. Yeah, it's a great bipod. You can get by with something else like the Harris style or similar. But again, when you go to put it in a gun bag, it gets caught. It takes a little bit of extra time. It's finicky. Quick connect, you won't go back.
Yes, I agree totally. I use, down the floor now, I use the same one as Jason does. You will not go wrong, really, because you can only shoot one rifle at once, can't you? So you only need one bipod, technically. I am thinking about getting another Atlas or another Boscobel bipod, just so I can have it on a couple of rifles ready to go, because I usually take 2 rifles. If I'm spotlighting, I always take 2 rifles, because if something goes wrong with one, your night's not over. And I've actually been out spotlighting with my 30-06, shot that many pairs that in the night, ran out of ammo. I had 100 odd rounds on me and used them up, and then I had to switch to my 308, which is my backup rifle, and I shot probably close to another 50, 60 before we went back to camp. So definitely I take 2, and I have a bipod on each one.
Yeah,
but definitely
one. That's a classic. I mean, that's good. Where he said, put that one up. That's a good one.
Which one, sorry?
He's got a 20. He says, I have a $20 bipod. And no worries. And true, that'll do the job for you. I mean, you don't have to buy expensive, but like I said, the only reason I'm getting my one is because, again, that quick. If you can come up with a good quick connect system like that, which I can connect onto another rail, and or use it for all different types of guns, you'd probably sell me on that too. But that's the only reason. Like I said, just quickly latch it up, bang, straight on, tighten it up, good to go, perfect. Like that's a big selling point for me. And I don't know if anyone else has got that style system. So if they do, put it in the comments. I'd love to have a look at other ones that are out there that maybe have the same thing. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I brought mine for long range shooting because I didn't want anything with any slop in it, because a millimeter movement at the gun is a meter at 1,000 meters. So I just didn't want anything. The cheaper ones did have a lot of slop to it, and it was moving around a little bit, and I just wanted something so solid. And he shoots it on his 7mm Rem mag, which is a decent round. Yeah.
Can't wait to get mine to shoot that 7mm Rem mag with the 162 ELDX. So should be good.
Yeah, it'd be good. I can't wait to have a go of that, actually. I never shot them once, and I did like that round. So Happy Hunter. Love my straight pull shotgun. I use it every day on the farm. I have a nice semi-auto Benelli M2. Where's Jason and mine's invite to come down shooting with you? We would like to have a go of the Australia. We're not allowed to touch it. So
is it for farming? So I got my Cat C for clay target. I used to have a Benelli M2, man. That was a great gun. Benelli, love those semi-autos, man. Benelli M2,
yeah.
great gun.
I love semi-autos. I miss them.
Easy to clean, inertia driven, no gas operation, just a really good gun. I'm disappointed I ever sold that Benelli M2, but I bought it for like 2.5 and ended up selling it, I think, for 3.5 after like 2 years of usage. I mean, immaculate condition, but really good gun, man. I wish I could buy one and go hunting with it and stuff. So,
I'll talk a little bit about semi-autos right at the end of the show here to see what you guys think. But I find
questions, guys, and we've got 15 minutes.
I find I use the straight pull more often. Is the government coming after straight pulls next? Who knows? Who knows? You just don't know. New South Wales, most of them are banned. That's why I would never, ever live down there. But you just don't know. You hear everything.
I quite like the Dickinson, but anyway, yeah.
Yeah, most of them are pretty good. I tried the new Franklin. That was quite good, actually. It was all Cerakoted, great price, and didn't miss a beat. Once again, I got the review up. The Berwick is good as well. Okay, Shane just saying about cheap bipods are okay. I went MOA, Chris Miller. I went MOA. It makes more sense. 1 inch at 100, easy mass. That is true. But you'll see on you'll see a lot of my videos. I do 100 meters, but I use MOA. I sight it, even if my MOA, I always sight it in 100 meters anyway, because I can just judge that.
If you got a first focal plane scope and you're hitting paper, all you do is zoom in, use the reticle to find out how far you're off the center, and then adjust from there. Very easy to do with a first focal plane scope because they're collaborated at all power, every power. So that's how I normally do it. If I'm on 1.5 mil right, 1.5 mil to the left or to go back to center, on the money. So,
okay, here we go. Explosive again. I'm waiting for a PTA for my Bagara B14 HMR in 308. Very nice. Hoping to get it soon. When you come to Melbourne, Aaron, I'd be more than happy to let you review it. Thank you very much. And share it with your viewers. Very good. Very nice gun. I will definitely take you up on that offer. That's for sure.
I won't be sharing my Bagara with you.
Well, you're going to be scared shitless. The 300 rum's going to destroy it. Just remember Christmas time. What happened at Christmas?
You're going to one up me with just a higher caliber gun. You can't match me at my level, so you've got to go up one. That's okay. That's fine.
Right, guys, go watch the video about us shooting at Christmas time, and you'll see what happened. You'll see who won. It's pretty simple. 6.51.
Beginner's luck. Beginner's luck.
Here's Richard from the UK. Hello from the UK. Thumbs up. Hello, Richard. No, thank you for joining us. I hope you like our content and come back again every Thursday, 7 o'clock Australian time. On Thursday, we will be up and running. Boscobel, this is GoPro Adventures. Boscobel website says they're out of stock for bipods. Oh, geez. I know a lot of them are handmade and they get a lot of orders. So they could just be waiting for more parts to build some more, or their newest models about to come out.
Yeah.
Colin, I brought a Harris 6-9 for my 22 LR from Queensland because the local shop tried to sell me an Esky Pro. Have you ever heard of that? Esky Pro? No.
I've heard of ISO Pro-Am or something. No, I don't know. Never heard of it. No.
For only thing they had in stock, same place as a Harris. So I brought a Harris I used on the rifles. Yeah, Harris are good if you're into that sort of style. I just like the Picatinny and I like the feel of the of that whole system, the entire system of Atlas. But yeah, Harris works fine. I did have one. I had one for years, and it finally did give up the ghost, though.
Yeah, there's a good one down there for you, Aaron. ABCD about pistols. That's a great one for you.
Hey lads, the first pistol soon. STI 2012 Edge. A good purchase or a waste of dollars? No, the STIs are very good. My first pistol was a Sig Sauer P226 Tactical, the Navy SEALs one, and that was $3,500. Still my favourite gun. You can't go past the SIGs if you ever want a good SIG. They're definitely well worth it. Mine are made in Germany, so it's definitely worth the dollars. But yeah, good guns. Especially I've shot a few when I used to do IPSC. Yeah, they're nice guns. We'll actually in future, Jason and me will do a whole segment on handguns. But I was actually going to bring a couple up to show from the vault tonight, but I just didn't get around to it.
My mate had the SIG P320, I think it is. That was a nice. That's a nice hand. Well, expensive.
I've got one of those. I got one of those. They are awesome. Yeah, one of my favourites. Okay, we're just going through them. Some are just chit chat between people.
Exactly.
Sorry, guys. Okay, here we go. What's the difference between with SSAA and the SSA? One has an extra A that stands for arsehole.
Hopefully, he's talking about you.
Well, SSA is Shooting Stuff Australia, pro gun to the back teeth, hates the gun laws, hates all the anti-gunners, and SSAA the total opposite, shooting organisation that does nothing in my eyes. Yep, definitely one supports the NFA, and I absolutely despise it. I know we're going to get political, but I will never vote for anyone that does not want a full removal of the NFA. No, I won't even get my vote.
Go up a couple too. That Lou Petrevsky, he's got a good one. We might do an episode on that one. Be a good one.
Would you do an episode to help new shooters? E.g., top 3 packages under $1,000 and also 2K? 100%. I will do. We'll do that. Guys, anything you want us to talk about, please just send us a message. If you're on Patreon, I'll definitely do ones. If you're a Patreon, I will definitely dedicate episodes from the Patreon guys. So get on to my Patreon and Jason's Patreon, and if you are members, and we will definitely for sure do your episode. But put down in the comments what you want us to see. Get in after this video ends. Write in the comments what you want us to do for a show, and we'll do it. It'll be awesome. We'll open up to any suggestions, but definitely packages. Unfortunately, with this big price rise, it is getting a bit hard to find $1,000 gun, isn't it? Normally just over 1,000, 1,100, 1,300 for a good. We're talking a good quality starter one, which is a bit of a shame.
Matt's got a good one there. Matt Rumsey. I can read that one. Going to purchase either a Tikka T3X light stainless 308 or 3006, just undecided on caliber. Yeah, man. Any caliber is going to do, if you're thinking about those 30 cals, 308's great. A lot of, brass availability, rounds, everything's there available, ready for you to go. 3006 is great too, man. You've got 300 Wim mag, 7mm Rem mag. You got your 7mm 08. You got your 270s, mate. Sky's the limit. I think people get hung up sometimes on too caliber. Again, all depends on what you're going to do with it. Long range 308, I think it's lagging behind a little bit on some of the newer stuff that's coming out, especially some of the heavy hitters. But it still does a great job. 308, fantastic caliber. I had one for 7 years, so great caliber. But it's got heaps of available items for it. So yeah, mate, any one of those calibers. But if you're going hunting, mate, any of those calibers, you're going to shoot them dead. So dead is dead. Deer doesn't say, shit, man, was that a 308 or was that a 3006? They don't care. So, yeah.
Well, I shoot the 3006. I think that's one of the best all-round hunting calibers. And you'll see on a video I put out a week ago, my hunting, my Browning Hell's Canyon 3006, sporter barrel, punching steel at 1,000 meters. So you can get the 3006. I just like the old school 3006 round. Also have a 308, but I'd go for a 3006 myself. That's for sure.
I only went the 7 mag just because I got a good deal on it. But I am keen to try the Magnum calibers, such as the 300 Bagara HMR, like one of the other fellas above board as well. So if we could get out, which we can now, because the COVID shit has pretty much ended. I think as of June something, or I
think the end of June.
I'll tell you at the end. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, guys, I just realized, man, we got masses and masses of questions. We're not going to get to them all, guys. So be first in next week and repost your messages. And because I'm starting from the top, working the way down, and I do apologise if we can't get to them. We're trying to keep these around an hour and a half. So let's go to the next one.
As Aaron said, if you do get in early, as soon as Aaron puts the live stream up, you can comment as well on the live stream before it starts. We do see the live comments before it starts. So anyway, let's keep going, mate.
I've already put it up about lunchtime on Thursdays. Talk blades. When the real work begins, animals on the deck. What are you using? Blades, games, bags. I have a small kit that's always in my pack that contains shortened steel and 2 blades. Well, I just, I got those A0s. I don't really harvest much meat. I do more pest controlling sort of stuff. So I don't really go deer hunting and that. So I don't really have a lot of use for it. But, and Jason talked about the blades he had.
I just got a couple of skinning ones. I do have a couple of butchering knives for home, Swebos or Swebo, whatever it's called. I think one has got a Gerber, I think. I've got some Victorinox as well, just for home use. Boning knives does the job for me, man. So,
yeah, there we go. There's another one. Chris Miller. Aaron, Jason, get Jason to buy a Lithgow. It's
it's an atrocity not to own an Aussie.
Yeah. I agree totally. I've got a Lithgow. It's only 22 LR. I've shot masses of Lithgows. Absolutely love them. I keep telling them. When we're talking about this today, was it at lunchtime? Yeah. About you said you would buy a Lithgow.
Yeah, I mean, never say never. I mean, I've sold a few guns just recently just because I wanted to keep it, like I said, buy less guns but better gear. So go to that one up. That's a good one. Robert Murphy, just above Chris Miller's one's a good one.
Lads, what's the best brand powder you know for reloading? Centerfire, long range. It is very good.
The same as me. I've got an idea that's always been good for me in all calibers, but you tell me first.
Okay, 300 rum.
Yeah,
I use a 225. That's made for 300 big 300 cartridges. That's the stuff that the Australian Army use, I believe. So that's for that. For 3006, I use 2209 ADI. But for my PRC, I'm actually going to Reloader, Alliant Reloader 22, I think it is. That's what I'll be using, the American stuff, because you actually can get faster loads and speeds out of that powder compared to ADI.
I'm going to try the 225 out of the 2 mags, 307mm mag as well. Yep. And 2209, man, like Aaron said, wow, that's in the 6.5 and the 243 has just been dynamite. I used 2208 and the 243, no good. 87 grain VMAX, 70 grain Blitzking, 2209, 143 grain ELDX out of the 260. Dynamite, man. Actually, you'd be surprised. It's one of the fastest powders in the lower calibers, but as soon as you get into the 7 mags and the 300, it becomes one of the, if it's available for that pill, it becomes one of the slowest. So I've gone 2225 as well. I'll see how that goes. If that doesn't work, I'll try 2213 SC or the 2217. So yeah, great one, man. But 2209, I bought 3 kilos of it. Man, I'm almost out of 3 kilos after a year and a half. So
yeah. So definitely, the ADI is Australian made. It's good stuff. So you're not going to have much of a problem with that. But as for the at PRC, I went to the American stuff because when I read up on it, you just get faster, and I want to get that PRC screaming over 3,000 feet a second. So, guys, that is pretty much it for tonight. That's an hour and a half, and we really appreciate you coming. Now, next week, Jason can't make it. He's off on a hunting trip.
No, not next week. The week after, 4th of June, before the long weekend.
The week after.
Yep.
So we're good for next week. It's the week after. I might get someone from overseas on to talk about machine guns. If you guys want to hear about machine guns and semi-autos, let us know, because I might be able to get someone on to discuss all that. So, which will be quite interesting, I think. But yeah, where are you going hunting, Jason?
I'm going to go down south. By what I'm reading on Facebook, it's a state forest, so it may not be that good. People are already saying they're seeing not much there. So, I probably should go to my rabbit hunting property, which is not far from there. Probably be more productive and get some more video footage. But we'll see, man. I'll go there, give it a run. If it's no good, then, probably another couple of weeks after that, I might head down to the rabbit property and try and get some more mad long-range bunny busting footage. So, yeah, if you haven't seen it, go to AHP Outdoors, Bunny Busting Mayhem, Part 1 and 2. Jeez, I put a lot of effort into that editing, that's for sure. About 15, 16 hours per video of editing. So people were enjoying it. So check it out if you like it. Just give it a thumbs up and comment. That'd be
definitely good videos. Did really well. So thank you so much, guys. Once we turn this video off, get into the comments. Tell us what you want us to talk about, and we'll talk about it. And be first in next week. As Jason said, I'm putting the link up and the countdown about lunchtime, even earlier sometimes. And start putting your questions up midday, and we'll see them straight off. If I didn't get your questions again, I really do apologize. But we don't want to keep you up all night talking. We just want to keep these about an hour and a half. So really appreciate you coming, guys. Hit the thumbs up and definitely subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 5,000 subscribers on the new channel. So it'll be fantastic. Well, thanks, guys. And thank you, Jason, for joining us again. And have a fantastic week.